Hi and welcome to Behind the Emotion. This is a video series where we are looking to empower your emotional evolution. I'm Jade from Jade Sterling Coaching. I'm a positivity coach. I'm also a nurse, a counselor, a yoga therapist. I'm a wife and a mum. I bundle all of my skills and my experience into these videos just for you. I also provide individualized coaching programs. I create group courses, online events, retreats, all of which support you to move into the best version of yourself that you possibly can. And today I wanted to talk about the magic of a morning ritual. This video could also have been titled Nailing Your Best Self with Optimal Nervous System Regulation. That's really the goal of what we're doing. But the foundation of that is creating a regular morning ritual that will support you to move into this space that helps you to create your best life possible. So we will be talking about the nervous system and why it is important to be aware of it. And then we're looking at how a magical morning ritual can support you to be able to hold your home base, return to a place of peace and clarity to enjoy the most fulfilling life. And so I won't be delving too far into the anatomy and physiology of our amazing nervous system as a human being, but I do feel like it is beneficial to have a basic understanding. And I found a really lovely, simple definition by Leah Davidson, who is a brain injury speech pathologist and a nervous system rehabilitation specialist. She defines the nervous system as the way that the brain and the body communicate with each other, how it regulates everything we do, and is made up of the brain, the spinal cord, nerves, and nerve cells. Now, of course, there are different components to our nervous system, but the autonomic bit is the one that we're looking at and how that actually works in our lives. And I like to think of it as the smoke detector of our body. So imagine a smoke detector that you have in your home or your workplace. Now, a smoke detector will go off if there's smoke. It actually can't detect the source of the smoke, so it will go off whether or not the smoke is coming from a burning blaze in your home or whether you've just burnt the toast in the toaster. It's not actually its job to decide whether there's safety or danger. That's another part of your brain. That's the frontal lobe does that. This is the part that makes the rational decisions and decides whether or not you need to worry about the smoke. Leah Davidson actually calls this frontal lobe the CEO of our being. And it's funny, this is the part of the brain that exits the building when your nervous system is heightened. It does a runner, and the blood flow moves to the back of your brain, and from there your brain's only job is to protect you and defend you. It can't actually separate the type of smoke that's present, and everything becomes an emergency. Now, I did talk about this in another video titled Anxiety in Action, where I do touch on identifying this part of the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, and explaining how the sympathetic part is the one that ramps up and tries to protect and defend our survival, and the parasympathetic part is our ability to return to home base. It's our baseline where we feel safe and at ease. These are very basic definitions, but perfect for the purpose of today's video. Now, the aim of the game with our nervous system on a whole is to have a healthy baseline. So it's no different to healthy nutrition or healthy movement for our bodies. A healthy nervous system baseline allows us to have a safe home base that provides for us an overall improved and more enjoyable quality of life. Now, having said that, I'm not advocating that we actually stay in our baseline all the time. It's not actually good for us to engage only in activities that keep us in super chill mode. Now, super chill mode is all well and good, and we want that to be our baseline, but anything that is in excess is not actually optimal for us as human beings. I explain the benefits of strength training in another video that I titled Building the Strength of Calmness, where I talk about how it works to build the physical body strength and how it works to build strength for the mind and the emotions. Now stay with me because you'll see how this is relevant. So in a nutshell, to build a stronger physical body, we stress and we damage our muscles by adding strain. We do this by lifting heavy weights, and that deliberately damages the muscles, which then after a period where we choose to release the tension, the muscle repairs itself and rebuilds, and it becomes bigger in size and mass. And so ultimately our muscles grow bigger and stronger. We become stronger physically. With our mind and our emotions, I have found that it's helpful to view our emotions as weights, our actual emotions themselves, as the weights that we need to strengthen our mental muscles. So if we can do our emotions over and over again, which means that we're deliberately enduring stress and strain of all emotions, that includes negative emotion, we actually get stronger mentally and emotionally over time, and we get better at experiencing and moving through our feelings. And as a result of this, the periods of rest between the strain become longer over time, and that is the process of building calmness. So the relevance of this is to highlight how stress is actually important. We need stress. We need to be challenged and pressed up against or even pushed out of our comfort zone. Physical, mental, and emotional stress taxes our nervous system, and the body tries to push itself to meet the challenge, and this actually builds strength. When you're presented with stresses in everyday life, then you can meet it where it's at, pushing up against it, and then come back to your home base from there. But this is a problem if your home base or your baseline lives up there in that hyper state of stress all the time. This is where we get into trouble. Now, I do ultimately teach that your feelings and your behaviors and ultimately the results of your life come from your thoughts. And so a lot of the work that I do is where I look at the thoughts that you're having about yourself and your circumstances. But when you're experiencing big heightened emotions like anxiety or panic because your nervous system is up there in a hyper alert stage and you're feeling those feelings most of the time, then it can be hard, certainly possibly scary, to actually look at your thoughts and get to the bottom of it. Your thoughts and your feelings and your actions are all driven by what state your nervous system is in. That is why your nervous system is so important. Need to get that in check first. The good news is that your nervous system is the most malleable system of this amazing human body, and learning all the time and repairing all the time. And so that's good news because it means that it's not fixed and it's open to change. Now, how can a morning ritual support this goal of a dialed down nervous state? Well, generally we are usually most refreshed in the mornings after a good night's sleep. The body has had a chance to rest, the mind is clearer and is usually less fatigued rather than after a full day of conscious activity. One of my favorite quotes is, "Every morning we are born again. What we do today matters most." Now, I don't know who to credit that to. I read it in a yoga journal, but I love it. If you do know where that comes from, please put it in the comments below and let me know. But it was through reading that quote, putting it on my wall and considering it for some time, I came up with this question, and I'm going to present it to you right now. I want you to consider, and this is especially if you hear me mentioning a morning ritual and you start thinking, I don't actually have enough time right now. Do you want to live with intention? To choose the experience of your life on purpose? Consider that. Each morning is a potent and powerful opportunity of possibilities to be able to create your life, of what the day will bring and what it offers you to be able to live on purpose. Now, I like to use the word ritual better than routine, more specifically because I recently read in Breathe magazine a definition of routine as being a string of habits. Whereas the definition of ritual is a habit charged with transcendent meaning. I love this. To me, that just adds that element of depth and intention to live a fulfilling, intentional life on purpose. Now, such a ritual is not about spending some time just thinking about what you're going to do with your day or what your day is going to look like on the outside. The morning is the time to go within and to feel in advance how you're going to experience it on the inside. This also works to support your nervous system and create your baseline if you do it every day. Now, I mean every single day. It will transform your life, I promise. Your lungs do not take a day off. Your heart does not stop beating for a single moment in order to keep you alive. Why would you not attend to your own nervous system every single day in order to experience a home base of peace, of calmness, clarity, openness, trust? Now, I can already hear some people thinking, every single day? I don't know if I can do it every single day. Some days you might need a bit more sleep than others. I personally look forward to my weekend sleep in that's out of the weekday routine. You might not always be in your own home environment, but even if you wake up not in your own home, somewhere else, or if you get up at 10 a.m., the power of choosing your day on purpose is just as vital as your heartbeat. So, create a ritual that you can make work every single day, no matter where you are, no matter how much time you have. Part of my yoga therapy programs looks at how much time people actually have to spend to put into their yoga program that I develop for them. And we actually audit their time. And I have to say that on average, most people, when we get down to the nuts and bolts of their life, have 10 minutes max to dedicate to a regular daily yoga program. And we can work with that. We can formulate a 10-minute program that's very specifically and intentionally to be of most benefit to that person. If it is done every single day, 10 minutes can be life-changing. It's no different. You can do it every single day with your own morning routine. So of course it doesn't have to be yoga. It can look whatever it's going to look like for you on the outside. It's going to be different because everybody's different for each individual person. But what you are trying to emulate is what you want to feel during the day. Peace, calm, ease, fulfillment, love, trust. Now you remember that if you're trying to identify a feeling, the feelings can be described as one word. I often emphasize this because when I ask someone how they're feeling or how do you want to feel, they give me a sentence. I want to feel like it's not so hard. Or even, I feel like this is going to be a good day. Those are thoughts. They're not feelings. Thoughts are sentences. Feelings are one word. Joy. Relief. Resilience, challenged, resolved. These are all one word. So in a morning where we're trying to invoke these feelings, it's going to look different for everybody. No two people are the same, of course. By the way, just remember that this earth needs whoever you are, and there's only one of you and your unique spirit, and whatever you have to offer this world can be done by you and you alone. Just remember that. Just saying. So for some reason, a morning ritual might be reading a book that stimulates a feeling that you would like to embody. And then taking a quiet moment to really feel that feeling deeply on the inside. It might be movement for some people, enjoying the ease of their bodies as it moves, that invites a peaceful state on the inside. So that can be yoga, it can be Tai Chi, it can be self-directed, whatever feels good for you. It might be journaling, it might be breath work, it might be listening to something, an inspiring podcast or audiobook. It could be prayer, worship, meditation. It could be chanting. But the question is, what feelings would you like to experience? Let's invite them in. That's what you're asking. I love how Danielle Laporte asks this question. What state would I like to embody? I love this. Just imagine asking yourself that question every morning. Even the process of just asking the question can be so powerful. What state or emotion would I like to embody today? Now, Tanya Eliza is a social media marketer that I follow on social media, and her morning ritual consists of making herself a green tea, going out to her front deck, and sitting still for 4 minutes. That's what she's figured out that she needs. It's all the time she's got. She's an incredibly successful businesswoman, but she finds that just by being with herself for 4 minutes, and then she's off, has just transformed her life to help give her just even that small amount of time to be more centered, calm, and therefore more productive. Because by establishing her baseline, she ensures that the CEO, the front part of the brain, has a chance to actually stay on board when the going gets tough throughout the day. And this will result in more desired outcomes when the stresses and challenges that we face on our day-to-day lives actually arise. So there's going to be more information about that and how the brain actually works in an upcoming video about the positivity model, which I have discussed previously. It is a model that was developed and created by Dr. Paul Jenkins. He is a positivity psychologist, my own personal coach, teacher, and mentor. This video is going to outline the operating manual for using your brain for the most conscious and best possible life experience outcomes for you to be able to enjoy living a life that you love. So look out for that video. But that's it for this week. If you would like help, guidance, or support to create a morning ritual that will suit you to find your true home base in here, then please don't hesitate to reach out to contact me. You'll find the details in the description below. And until next week, just keep it simple, keep it soft, and always remember to exhale. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you soon.